trade deadline is coming up in the MLB, and it raises a lot of questions for a lot of teams, but specifically, what GM is facing the most pressure right now to improve their team or to maybe make that big decision and the hard decision to sometimes sell, which a lot of fan bases obviously wouldn't like?
So I'm going to pick two, and I don't even know who the general manager is for this team, but it's the Houston Astros and it's the New York Yankees. The Houston Astros are 4 games over 500. Right, that division is not nearly as competitive as what I thought it was going to be. Like, obviously, Oakland's a bunch of shitters, and the Angels are a bunch of shitters. But like Texas, Seattle, Houston, I expected so much more out of that division. And then you have Brian Cashman with the Yanks, who, let's not get it twisted, are playing the worst baseball I've ever seen. I can't even watch it. So when you start arguing, should you buy or sell, this team 100% has to buy, or you're just going to blow Soto's year in New York if you can't re-sign him, right? Judge is putting up monstrous numbers. You need starting pitching help. You need some offensive pieces. It is the same story every single year.
You just answered your own question there. It's the same story every single year, and that's why I think you have to make the hard decision here and sell. I think it's over.
How can you say sell right now?
It's a hard decision. I get it. You bring in Soto. I get it. If you sell, Soto's probably not going to come back.
He's
but
going.
At this point, is Soto really going to come back? Is Hal Steinbrenner going to invest that amount of money that's going to be like $500 million into Juan Soto? Is he going to do that? I don't think so. You have an aging team. You're not going to get rid of Garrett Cole. You're not going to get rid of Stanton. Judge is going to have a few more years of his prime. I mean, like, obviously, yes, the window is now. But you mentioned so many things. How many pieces do they need to get this trade deadline? And how many things are they going to be overcharged for? They want Garrett Crochet in their starting rotation. That's going to cost them Spencer Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
Yes.
They want another bat. That's going to cost them Jason Dominguez. They want a reliever. That's going to cost them Will Warren.
Okay.
Let me just ask one question to Jay on this. So having Soto now, say he walks then, say you go for it and he walks in free agency, wouldn't it all be worth it? Like, you're not going to have a talent like Soto ever come back, as a free agent. I feel like you have to go for it this year. Trade those pieces. Yeah, they're a little bit more proven than just prospects, but trade those pieces to have like arguably the best baseball player in baseball right now.
Oh, I get it, but I also think this is a little bit more internally. I think the Yankees really need to do an inside internal self-check on the way they operate. I don't know if it's the analytics. I don't know if it's Aaron Boone. I don't know if it's the pitching style and what they're communicating to their pitchers. I know Matt Blake is a huge guy on the cutter. Maybe that's not a really good idea anymore at this point for them, because it seems like every single person they throw out there just gets absolutely shellacked every single time they go out there. So, I mean, there's just a lot of question marks, and I think it's past the players at this point. It's past Aaron Boone. I don't even know. It's past like Brian Cashman. I don't even know who you point fingers at.
It might be an organizational problem, because when you look at it's honestly, dude, it reminds me of the Skins. If you look at the coaches that the Skins had on staff that are now head coaches in the league, it's unbelievable. That's crazy. The Yankees bench coaches in the last 4 or 5 years as head coaches or managers in the MLB are having a ton of success. So could it be an organizational issue? Yes, it could be. But when you're looking at the players that you have right now, you are the New York Yankees. George Steinbrenner would roll over in his grave if you sold at the deadline. This team needs upgrades, and if that means I have to trade all the pieces except Jason Dominguez, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta pick one of those prospects that you feel like is going to fit better long term and trade it to go get a Crochet or a bat or something like that.
Now, last thing I just want to say is you said except Jason Dominguez, but again, kind of contradicting yourself there. I mean, if you want to go for it, you're going to have to get rid of him. If you want the best players on the market, they don't need one pitcher. They need a starter. They need a reliever. They need a bat. They probably need another bat. They need a catcher. They need to replace Gleyber Torres. They need to replace DJ LeMahieu. Like, these are multiple things. There's no way that you can't get all of that without giving up Jason Dominguez.
You're not going to get all of that, but you can get Crochet without giving up Dominguez, and, and unloading the rest of your farm, and your one bat is Dominguez when he comes back.
Yeah, you gotta hope
So it's
he is who he think he is. Yeah,
like I'm trying to buy just enough because like look, whether they make the playoffs or not, it might be one of those first round exits again where we're texting each other like this team blows, but you can't go into October with this roster.
No, you have 2 hitters. That's it.
2.5.
I don't even know who the half is.
It's Volpe and Glaber on 2 different. It just depends on what day.
I can see that. Yeah,
Like they're both a quarter.
Glaber with a solo
He's
shot
a
out
quarter.
of nowhere yesterday against the Mets.
That's what I'm saying. Like he hits back-to-back bombs in back-to-back games, and he'll go 0 for his next 30 and run a 5-6 down the line.